That was the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Hey, but if you cannot satisfy as the man, figure it out. They got all types of stuff.
Please don't say nothing that she just said. No.
No, it's that CTE you got acting up. Yeah, let's talk.
They never ran out of soap. You want some hand sanitizer, but you're not washing your behind.
That's for sale.
Down, shaking together, shall men give unto your
You ain't pressing.
Just think to yourself, hey, might not even last. Maybe that'll make you feel better at night.
Who talking?
Got all types of stuff.
And that's my
Figure
final word.
What's going on, everybody? What's up, family? It's good to see you guys.
What's happening?
It's good to see everybody watching. It's another day. Today's gonna be a doozy. You see me and Lee right now. Faye is on her way. She is doing motherly duties, but I promise you, she's coming. She has to come because today, what we talking about, it just won't be the same if she don't. And that's all I'ma say.
I got 5 on it.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a doozy today.
Come in, gather around, like, comment, share this. All right, we want this to be as big as possible. This is shaking out to be a very nice conversation that we about to have.
He ain't lying, y'all. Come on.
Very nice.
Let it be known, man. It's gonna be interesting. A lot of you guys know we like to stay current. So if you know us and knowing how we try to stay current, you can somewhat assume what we finna talk about. But yeah, we coming. Without further ado, we're gonna introduce ourselves real quick. I'm Zoe, and usually I show you guys the funniest thing that I've seen all day, and I promise you today I will, but I'm not going to show it until Faye hops on. I'm saving this one.
And my name is Lee. 3 letters, 2 of them are the same. And I agree with Zoe not showing this until Faye shows up. So, Brother Elkins, where's Erica? Erica is doing motherly duties as well. So Erica will not be on today, but Faye will be on later. So still gonna be a good show. Erica probably might show up in the comments later some type of way. We'll see what's going on, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. And until Faye comes on, we do have something that we're gonna get to it. But before we get to this topic, I do want to say that this will be our first chance to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there that are watching. Happy Mother's Day to my mother specifically, Lady Sonia Scott. She might be on, she might not be on, but if she ever watches the replay, she gonna see this shout out. Happy Mother's Day, Lady Scott. Love you as always. Happy Mother's Day to Erica. Happy Mother's Day to Faye. This is Faye's first Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the 2 ladies of Sticks and Stones. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. To all the moms out there, we appreciate you guys. We salute you guys and we applaud you guys. Happy Mother's Day.
Because we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it.
Not even gonna pretend like we could.
No, sir. We couldn't do it. Y'all, all of y'all's. All y'all's take your day, but take your day. All right, this is Mother's Day. Y'all try to make Mother's Month. All right, this is Mother's Day. Okay, you get a day. Let's be mindful of the occasion.
So glad that Faye is watching. Faye is not really a setup. I mean, you kind of already know what's coming. So if it was a setup, you wouldn't know what's coming. But since you know what's coming, just, prepare yourself. That's all. I mean, that's it. Prepare yourself. It's. I promise y'all, when Faye hop on, this conversation is going to be lovely. Like y'all, like we got some. We got some good before Faye come on, but when Faye come on, oh man, it's gonna be
beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. And I don't have to instigate. I don't have to stoke the fire, if you will. They coming in hot. I bet money they coming in hot. I can just sit here and go ahead and put my hood up.
That's why I wore a hoodie too, so I can put mine up too. Because that's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be.
Raining. It's about to rain.
That's how it's gonna be today. But nah, man. Until then, we gonna go ahead and hop into it because there is something else that needs to be discussed. Now y'all know how much we love to, well, not us specifically, but just world in general. We always talk about Antonio Brown, right? We always talking about how he look different. He out there crazy. They love the yell CTE whenever they bring up Antonio Brown. Well, as different and crazy as he may be, Antonio Brown recently was on a podcast and he said something that makes a lot of sense. He's not wrong. And I'm gonna share it so you guys can see what's going on. I'm not gonna play the video, but I am gonna let you guys know what was said. Essentially, AB was on the podcast and he was talking about how he don't feel bad for Colin Kaepernick, and he said that other black people shouldn't feel bad for Colin Kaepernick about not being able to play in the NFL. Saying that he took the deal and that he was trash on the field. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole trash on the field part. That's subjective. I thought that he was pretty good, me personally. I'm not in the NFL, so his opinion could be different than mine. But I am going to get with the whole conversation of we shouldn't feel bad for AB about not being in the NFL. Basically, what Antonio Brown says in the video is, like, he took the deal. He got the money from Nike. He's in the commercials with Nike. He's getting the deals. We're not seeing him out in the streets no more. He's not doing activism like he was before. Don't really feel bad for him. He don't really want to play. That's really the gist of what AB was saying. And so that's kind of what where we at with this conversation. Should we or should we not? I guess the real question is, should we or should we not feel some type of way about Colin Kaepernick? That's kind of where this is going. So I got mine. I know what I'm finna say, but before I say anything, what you got, Lee?
Well, we could take this a couple different ways. Let's break this down to the white meat. Number one, Antonio Brown, shut up. All right, Antonio Brown is the one person on this on planet Earth on this topic we care not about what Antonio Brown has to say. Let us count the ways why we don't care what Antonio Brown has to say about Colin Kaepernick. Number one, Antonio Brown was the type of person where he had $30 million guaranteed on his deal on a Tuesday, and he couldn't wait 3 days to come out and pretty much bash his entire coaching staff, general manager. He bashed everybody, and they had to release him, and he forfeited $30 million just because he couldn't keep his mouth shut for 3 days. That's number one. Number two, all right, Antonio Brown froze his feet and couldn't play. So he did this cryogenic chamber or whatnot, froze his feet, and it's like, oh, this is why I can't play. This is why I can't do what it is. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. Antonio Brown got outed by an OnlyFans model, talking about, they wanted a certain type of amount of money and he wouldn't give it to him, and it's like, give me my money. But there's a whole lot of things that Antonio Brown has done that we really just don't care what Antonio Brown has to say anymore. Number one. Number two, Colin Kaepernick, what he had to say is not entirely wrong when it comes down to Colin Kaepernick. Yes, $30 million, Drake. He had $30 million. He had to wait 3 days for $30 million. And the idiot couldn't he couldn't keep his mouth shut. All right. But then you want to talk about another person's bag, which Colin did get a bag from the NFL to say, hey, Fonz, go ahead, bring that music down. Bring the music down. So he got he had $30 million that he forfeited, and then you want to talk about Colin, who got a bag, who wasn't stupid enough to forfeit his bag, but now it's good for publicity, it's good for his image if it seems like there's still some animosity between the NFL and Colin Kaepernick, because that's how this whole thing got kicked off, right? But there's really no beef between Colin or the NFL. But Colin, I don't think he wants to play. I don't think Colin wants to play. Why? Let us count the ways. Colin had a workout with the NFL scheduled like a year and a half or just some time ago. And at the last minute, he reneged, didn't do the workout, and then tried to hold a private workout at the exact same time across the town somewhere. So this was in Atlanta. Y'all know Atlanta traffic crazy. You can't even get across the street in 30 minutes. So he had it all the way across town and expected NFL scouts to be there, which some people actually tried to get there, but it didn't work out. So he did that. And then two, when Colin, we don't see Colin until it's like advantageous to say, hey, y'all should sign me, but we really not seeing Colin that good. Like the people that are hungry to get into the NFL, they're trying every single way. So they trying the USFL, they trying the XFL, they're trying 707 leagues, they're trying Canada. They're trying to get on the roster. Colin ain't doing it. Colin's saying, "Get me back in the NFL or nothing," because he's really not hungry to play. He's just hungry for that image. He wants that image that he's ready to play, which we all know is cap. But we can say that. Antonio Brown, shut up. That's what I got to say.
Okay, so here's the deal. All right. First of all, I understand. It's AB. I understand that, AB has put a bad taste in our mouths. I understand where that comes from. However, I 100% agree with what AB said. Me agreeing with what AB said does not mean that I'm saying that AB is whatever. I'm not saying that AB is sane or, he's a great role model. But in this conversation, in this instance, I fully agree with AB. First of all, I don't feel the minute I heard about Colin Kaepernick settling with the NFL is the minute I said, I don't care anymore. Honestly, that was the minute I said, I could care less about Colin Kaepernick. I could care less about this whole thing that he's doing. I could care less about him being blackballed, all of it. I could care less about it because this dude took the NFL to court for the position that he was in, and just like the NFL does with every other problem that they have, they threw money at it. He took the money and he shut up. Part of the deal that he took was he can't disclose how much money they gave him, and he can't say nothing else about the NFL no more. He took the money and he shut up. And then Jay-Z becomes a part of the NFL's PR group. And when Jay-Z becomes a part of the NFL's PR group, he's talking about we need to get Cap back in the league, The NFL sets up a workout for only him across the entire NFL. And then 10 minutes before the workout, he sends out a tweet saying, I'm not going to be there. And then like 5 minutes after the workout was supposed to start, he sends out a tweet saying, I'm going to work out at this high school, which is an hour and a half away from where the workout was. The day that he was supposed to work out for him. So it's like, what are we talking about? Like, let anybody else that wants to play in the NFL, that legit wants to play the NFL, if anybody else legit wants to play the NFL and they got a workout, they're going to show up at the workout. Now, even if they saying, well, his reasoning was, well, there was some language in a deal that he signed and the waiver that he signed that he didn't like. It's the same waiver that every other free agent or non-signed personnel has to sign. So it's no different than anybody else. He said he ain't like the language and he ain't want to sign it. All right, fine. That's your prerogative. You don't want to sign a deal, sign an agreement. Fine. You don't sign the agreement. But then you telling me that you're gonna host a workout 90 minutes away, and then you want to complain that the scouts didn't come. Well, yeah, no duh, they didn't come because you held a workout 90 minutes away, and they somewhere else expecting you to be there. These dudes got other places to be too. You ain't the only person that's trying to play in the league. You want everybody to bend over backwards because you don't like the language in the doggone deal? Nah, man, I'm with AB on this one. Don't want to play. He took the money. They gave that man so much money that he can't even say how much money that offered him. He took the money and he shut up.
And get this. They disclose $200 million deals. That ain't nothing to them. To say we gave somebody $200 million. They didn't say how much they gave Cap.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say it. But the thing about it is, again, I agree with all that. You good. Like, you agree with all that. But the one person that's worse than Cap, I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to hear from Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is like, I would say Cap is a little narcissistic a little bit. But like, the king of narcissists is Antonio Brown. Dude threw a whole tirade on the sideline, taking off his jersey, his shoulder pads with no shirt on, talking about, waving it and stuff like that, just to go to the, like, come on, man. Nah. If we have a critique for Colin Kaepernick, it can come from somebody else. You shut up.
Okay.
You shut up.
Okay. So are we saying that the opinion is lessened because it's coming from AB?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have a leg to stand on when it comes down to took the deal. You took the deal. You said that you was gonna go play for Oakland back when it was Oakland, and yet you still acted a fool. You still broke rules. You still called your GM racist, even though he's the furthest thing from it. You still froze your feet. You still said you wasn't gonna play if it wasn't the same type of helmet that you had in Pittsburgh, which was illegal. Nobody else in the league can do that, but you saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna play unless it's that." He is trash. And then you say that he's trash on the field. Well, Antonio Brown, the only place that you not trash is the field. Everywhere else you trash. Everywhere. All right. So you the Colin Kaepernick of life. Shoot, talking about he trash on the field. You trash everywhere else, and you got the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say he was trash and we don't feel bad for him. Miss me with that, Antonio. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere, man.
Man, look. Here's what I'm saying. All right. Lee, your mic is doing that thing again.
Dang it.
Here's what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying is this. Yes, it's AB. Yes, AB has had his moments. But at the end of the day, he got a point. Like, we can argue AB this, AB that, AB with this, that, and whatever. At the end of the day, AB has a point. And let me pause for a second to greet the wonderful, the gracious, the illustrious, the mother, one of the mothers, as we celebrate this Mother's Day for Sticks and Stones, Faye. We want to welcome Faye into the conversation.
I feel like
Faye,
this is the calm before the storm.
Oh, absolutely. We were just saving it for you. So we
continue on, the path you're on with Antonio and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, you know what? Since you're here, you've seen the tweet, you've seen the video. Your thoughts?
I'll be honest. I was cooking and doing some stuff around the house. I ain't watch it. I seen when it said delete it, and I ain't go back. My bad.
Okay, no, that's cool.
Is
That's
my
cool.
is my mic good? Is my mic good, guys?
You good for now. We'll see how long you go.
All right.
You good for now though.
Cool.
But we're gonna see how long how that goes. And that's okay, Faye, because you not watching it just gives us more reason to move right on.
We can go on to the next topic.
Right.
Oh,
We can really have a conversation now. We can really do this thing now.
Hey, before we bring up the funniest thing, y'all want to talk about that what was that post? I don't know if Faye did it or Zoe did it. That post.
Lee, your mic's doing it again, Lee. You may just want to use a computer or something. Your mic's doing it again. Say it again. The post that Faye sent to the group chat that we were talking about. I can pull it up here real quick. Faye, if you have something that you would like to say about it.
I honestly don't even know what post it is.
The one that you just sent about old girl saying she took her baby daddy off child support because of inflation.
That pretty much sums it up. She had a screenshot of some papers that was supposed to be official, and she was just saying, with everything going on in the world as far as inflation and all this other stuff, she was taking her child's father off of child support, and she was encouraging other people to do the same, saying you're not really doing much with those few dollars anyway, might as well let him have it. So
can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
All right.
Well, here's
You right, brother Elkins. You right.
Faye, I say this. I don't blame her. I mean, I really want to say something right now, but I'm like hesitant. I'm so hesitant. I promise you.
No, say what you want. Say what you want to say. Say, come on, Zoe. What you got to say?
Okay. Here's what I say. In the society that we live in today, and how much we seem to cherish and how much we seem to celebrate women that are financially successful and sustainable on their own and doing their thing and the quote unquote boss chick, right? In that society that we seem to celebrate and live in, she got a point in saying them little dollars ain't doing nothing no way. I mean, if you need it, everybody's financial situation is different. If you need it, then I can't get in your pockets.
But really, it just goes to the whole point of it. The point of child support has little to nothing to do with the support of the child. Okay, it's all about penance. It's all about the restorative justice that they believe that they're doing by like putting that hand in the pocket, if you will, and taking that money out. It has nothing to do with the actual like well-being of the child.
Okay. I would just say this. Even if that were true, why would you not want, as the custodial parent, why would you not want to receive assistance from the person who helped create the child? And why would you, the father, not want to contribute to a child you helped create? I don't understand why. No.
This post ain't got nothing to do with the father and what he won't or don't want to do. This is the mother saying she don't want to take his money no more.
Which is why I'm saying, why I said on both sides, if you are a mother, the custodial parent, why would you not want to receive assistance from the person who assisted you in creating the child, whether you feel like you need it or not?
Well,
why would you not?
What if you don't need it, Faye? What if you don't need it? Let's say you are making so much money that it's really not of no consequence to you, the money that he would be sending. Mm-hmm. It's like your ends is meeting, everything is fine, like you are well off. Mm-hmm. You don't need that money that he's sending. Like what do you have to gain? Because it's not pushing you any further or anything like that. Like, what would you have to gain if money was no issue?
Okay, so there was an example of that. Candy from the group Escape, who we know is a multimillionaire from all of her accolades and things that she did. Her daughter's father, she was way more advanced than him financially, but the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter what the mother has. Y'all created a child together, and y'all need to equally do the best that you can by that child. You may not be able to do the same amount as her, but you helped her make that child. I wouldn't care if it was $2. You need to be contributing something to your child. And at the end of the day, like, we know that it's technically not for the parent anyway, it's for your child. So it shouldn't matter what the mother or her father has. Whoever is receiving it, you need to be paying your portion, period.
Well, hold on. Let me time out real quick. Are we saying in this conversation that without child support, like without that legal obligation, technically from child support, are we saying that without child support, men or the male in this situation would not contribute financially, or are we saying that they would not contribute as much as child support? Are we saying that without child support, men would not contribute?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. Because there's a lot of people that actually have agreements that don't involve the court. They just have an agreement amongst each other of what they will do. I'm just saying you should be contributing something to the upbringing of your child, period. Even if you don't make as much, you should do something.
I'm with doing something. I'm
with that.
I'm
coming at it from
I guess the way I'm seeing this thing is from a different light. So like, I'm with you on you got to do something, right? I ain't denying that at all. First of all, it take two to make a baby. She can't cook that baby by herself. So it take two to make a baby. So I'm with you on all of that. Like, it's two parents. That baby got two parents. Both parents should contribute into the well-being of that child. What I'm saying is, if she is saying, according to her, I'm just going off this post, right? She's saying the $800 a month ain't worth it. She's saying that I hope he can keep. I'm reading it right now. I hope he can keep his life above water without this burden over his head. Whether he helps or not, you got this by yourself. Take these men off child support so they can flourish or something. Because come on, girl, those few little dollars isn't anything spectacular anyway. That's what she.
If it ain't spectacular, it shouldn't matter if I'm getting it or not. You mind your business, Miss Ma'am. $800 may not be nothing to you, but don't be encouraging other women to do this silly foolishness just because you like that. No, that's crazy. If there's a court order, take it to the court.
So your issue is more so of her trying to encourage other women to do it.
Yes, do what you want to do in your house. But some other people, they actually are relying on that because the other parent is not contributing voluntarily. So no.
So I'm coming from the mindset, if she did this and she put this post out there, I'm guessing that she is as well off to where she don't need the $800.
I'm guessing she trolling because ain't nobody in their right mind doing this foolishness. She's trolling. No, go away.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, why?
She's trolling.
She's trolling. Okay, I don't know about that. It's like, to me, if you get no utility from $800, if I'm I'm somebody that's well off and I don't need your money, I don't know.
She says whether he helps or not, you got this by yourself. She's trolling. You're not in your right mind saying like that. No, either you trolling or you crazy. But either way, I'm not interested. You do what you need to do by your child, period. And if we got to get the courts involved, so be it. I'm not. No, she can miss me with this.
You thinking she trying to do something good, something nice, and you saying this is troll.
She's trolling just as hard as you do in the group chat.
No,
that's exactly what she's doing.
No, it's not. Well, maybe in the group chat, but for right now, I'm just saying it's nice.
Maybe in the group chat.
Maybe in the group chat. I'm just saying that's a nice gesture. It was
that's
nice
not
gesture.
Nice. That's crazy.
What you mean it's not nice?
No,
that's
not nice.
If your child's father, if you're no longer with your child's father and he falls on hard times, and that $800, it becomes very, very hard for him to come up with $800. You wouldn't have compassion for him?
The Lord will provide. And if we need to do a legal adjustment based off your current income, like Jesse Williams did, that's fine. We can do a legal adjustment, but you're gonna give me something. That's just that. I wouldn't care if I had Oprah money. You gonna give me something.
She's saying even if you ain't got nothing, you about to run me that lint in your pockets. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. I'm just saying,
and I'm not saying it from a place
of
greed, but at the same time, if we both created this child, we're both contributing. And if I have to get the court involved to get you to do it, so
what is
the
contribution? If can he only contribute money? Can he contribute something else? If he don't have money, can he contribute something else?
I'm sure he could, but the child needs to eat, the child needs clothes, the child needs things that money provides. So
right, I get that. I'm saying if he don't have money, is that the only way that he can contribute to the child, or is it just like we only speak one language here?
It's not the only way, but it's the primary.
Yo, this is wild, man.
I'm just saying. She's trolling. She has to be.
Wow.
Especially if I'm the custodial parent where I'm doing most of the cooking, the cleaning, the nurturing, the checking the homework, and you're not around doing that. No, you're going to get something. You open your pocket and go find something. You learn from your mom. God bless.
It's wild. It's wild. But hey, I mean, this all comes back to mind who you sleep with, because it can come back on you. But like the whole child support thing, like it's crazy. The whole thing when it comes down to having a kid and then custody battles and child support and all that type of stuff, that's stuff that I wish on no person at all. I was just talking to a guy that I work with. He had to deal with the same thing. And just from him like telling me his stories and like what he had to go through, I was just like in my mind, I'm just like, thank God I've never had to deal with that.
Yeah.
I didn't say it out loud, but I'm just saying
it's unfortunate because I know some men cannot get their driver's license renewed and all this other stuff because of being in arrears. And I understand things fall on hard times. I totally get that. And I definitely can understand that, but to encourage other women to not collect, miss me with that. Everybody's situation is different. That's true, but we're not going to encourage people just because you feeling real friendly that day to tell them to release some money that is very beneficial to them. No, thank you.
Man, I thought it was a nice gesture.
Yeah,
hold on. Everybody,
you did. God bless.
I thought it was a nice gesture.
Well,
man, we can't even be nice no more.
Well, speaking of encouraging women, I think this is a great time to segue into the real meat at hand here.
Here we go.
And before we get into this topic, usually what I do is when I intro you guys, I try to show you guys, the funniest thing I've seen all day, right? And I wanted to save my funny for when Faye got on because it would have been a perfect segue into our conversation. All right. Now, just so y'all know, a lot of times, in our group chat, we share ideas and things that we're going to be seeing. I promise y'all, Faye has not seen what my funny thing of the day is yet. Sometimes she has before the intro. She ain't seen this one. All right. So without further ado, I do want to share the funniest thing that I've seen all day. And it is featuring a recently departed icon in our community.
Icon?
We're not getting ready to do this.
Icon?
We ain't getting ready to do this. We not.
Okay, let's do it.
Funniest thing I've seen today.
Listen, man, I'm making light of it because it is crazy. You're almost 40 years old with 2 kids talking about celibate. You need to be trying to get it way to secure a man.
No.
And Lee had the nerve to say that he's not misogynistic. Are you serious? Are you serious?
I stand by that. He is an opportunist, not misogynistic. He is very much an opportunist.
You're
takes the
lucky this
opportunity.
is airing on the church's page because listen,
He is out. You know what? I really didn't, and this is just in like fairness to everybody and fairness to you know, if people who know Kevin's family and knows, like, yes, this is pretty much a morbid situation now, because we're talking about a man who just passed away suddenly, and apparently his mom found out when the trolls came out and started, you know, saying that that you know, he was finally canceled, like, and stuff like that. But I didn't know a lot of his content. All I heard was there was one that was sent to me is like average at best, and then there was one that was sent to me that was saying like he was talking to I think Fresh and Fit podcast or something like that. So I really didn't get much of his content. And Faye was saying like, this is who he is, and I'm like, well, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that with the things that I'd heard from him. So I went back and did some you know, did some research, because like, you know what, maybe I haven't done enough. Maybe I haven't listened to him enough to hear the misogyny. But you know, Faye has a point in terms of his views, because most of his views and most of his audience was black women, and he talked to black women almost every night on Instagram Live, I believe. And most of it was talking to women about relationships or relationships that he was no longer in, nor had the desire to start or be in one. But he was talking to black women, and I found him to be very much an opportunistic, pandering to a certain type of group. And it was advantageous for him because he's a YouTube influencer and making money off of his content creation. So I thought that he was doing that, you know, for the shock value, for the clicks, and it turned into something that, you know, pretty much made him what he is. I don't even know who would say like they wholeheartedly agree with him. I don't know of anybody, but when it came down to the news of his passing going, and then like people celebrating that he was gone, like, yo, this went too far. Like, whatever he said, this got bad quick, yo. Like, this is not good. So yeah, I Faye has a point when she says that, you know, he's a misogynist, but I don't view him as a misogynist as much as an opportunist. That's my thing. And rest in peace. I don't like again, all that type of stuff. I'm not trying to throw dirt on this man's grave before, you know, anything happened. I'm just saying I viewed him as, you know, he was taking advantage of a opportunity.
The article,
it's up to us as creators in whatever vein that you're in to realize that not every opportunity is a good one, especially when the opportunity you're taking is impacting a culture. And when you see that you have so many of your little spawns talking about they high value men now based off the things that you were teaching, when you say things like to not believe children when they say certain things about assaults and things that have happened to them because kids lie, there is a certain responsibility that you need to have with whatever platform that you have. And I'm speaking in general, not just to him. Like, I'm even the same way on my own platform. Like, it was this, I talked about it today. It was this restaurant called Corner 17 where an influencer wanted to come in and film. And they said that I want to come film, but I need $100 taken off my bill if I do. And so the restaurant was like, no, thank you. And so then the influencer used their platform to bash the restaurant. It was kind of just like using it to harm them because they didn't do what you want to do. That's a misuse of a platform. If you are given a platform, you need to use it responsibly. When it comes to this particular man, I'm gonna be careful what I say, because I do not wish ill on anybody. I will not celebrate the death of anybody, but I'm not gonna pretend like he wasn't a harmful person, period. The messages that he would do, like you see that vulnerable people are calling you, because if someone is calling you and you're rating them and all this other stuff, clearly they're looking for help, and you using that opportunity to build yourself, your pockets, and you are harming Black women. I got a problem with that. And so it's just like, wow, I won't speak as if I'm celebrating his death. I'm not gonna act like I respect him now because he died. And I believe that honestly, the way you live is reflected in the way that people respond to your death. For example, DMX, he didn't always walk a straight line. He had a lot of trouble, but when he passed away, a lot of people felt very strongly about him. Like, even though he was an imperfect person, dealt with substance abuse and everything else, people still had a heart of empathy towards him because of who he was outside of his struggle. And so when you got a lot of people, not just Black women, a lot of people celebrating that you passed. Now, I'm not saying that is a good thing, but it also is a reflection of who you were as you lived. And so I definitely would say, if you want to be celebrated in your death, you definitely should live a life that's worth celebrating. So it's a lot that I feel towards him and his former life, because he's no longer here. Out of respect for his loved ones, I will not, do an exuberant level of dragging or nothing like that. But I definitely say I ain't gonna pretend like Martin Luther King just died and that we supposed to just all of a sudden whitewash history just because he's no longer living. No, that man was harmful, period.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, time out. He said he died on top of a woman.
Yes.
On top of a woman? What? Hold on, what?
He met someone that night, took her home that night, started saying his chest was hurting, and he collapsed on top of her.
He died on top of him, so I rest my case.
Yeah, and then the same one telling women they gonna die alone. Look at your words. So it's just like, where was your wife? Oh, you didn't have one. So you telling all these other people they ain't gonna get married and what they not worth. Now look at you in this situation.
Well, I mean, we didn't have to. We didn't need the illustration of him dying to know that he was inappropriate authority on relationships, did we? I mean,
no, I didn't need that. His marital status was enough. How you gonna tell me about who is valuable as far as marriage goes, and you're not married? You actually have multiple failed ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not interested.
But again, it became a like this circle of craziness, because like people kept calling him. I think you called them gluttons for punishment. People kept calling him. And he wasn't moved, like he was saying the same crap all over and over and over again. Yet they continued to call and ask him his opinion, even though he wasn't changing.
And usually people that do things like that are very vulnerable. For example, not only did I have a father, I had a pastor, I have a lot of strong-willed men who love me enough to where I didn't need to call into nobody on no internet talk show when I know what they're capable of to get advice. I have men in my life who provide that. And so when you have people calling you in for this information, it's usually because they don't have anybody. And so when they come to you for genuine help and you berating them and telling them, oh, you're a four, and talking about their hair and talking about their body and Big Shirley and all this other stuff, it's just like, really?
Who's Big Shirley? Who's Big Shirley? I heard it, but I don't know who Big Shirley is.
Talking about obese women, he named them Big Shirley.
Oh, okay.
And it's taking everything in me not to be petty right now. So let's move on.
Can I ask? I just want to ask a question. I just want to ask a very simple question. I mean, at least it's simple in my eyes, right? Because Faye, you said that there's people calling him for sincere advice, right? I have a question. If I'm assuming that if you reach out to this dude, you know who he is based on what you've seen before. I'm assuming that. Mm-hmm. So with that, if you know what this dude is about, and you know what this guy does every time somebody talks to him, why call him in the first place? Why call this dude thinking that you're gonna be the one that he says, "Oh, you're great"?
The same reason that certain women go into very bad relationships knowing what is happening, what is capable of happening with that type of person, but they do it anyway because usually they're in a place of brokenness. A healed person wouldn't put themselves in a trap like that. So
so then with that being said, can we also say that the people that this dude was clowning, part of that was self-inflicted damage? You asked
yes,
it,
but it's coming from a broken place. You put yourself in this crazy position because you're not honoring yourself. And if you're not honoring yourself, it's usually because it's a brokenness within you that you need help with. So then they end up looking to him for help, but they're not getting that help. Like instead of calling him, they should have went to a therapist. Period.
I'm with you wholeheartedly, but my thing is like you got people calling this dude looking for advice, looking for help, and all this stuff, and his mantra is the same with every single chick that calls him. And there was like the picture that I got when we was doing this thing, and the thumbnail on this video, the picture that I got came from a headline, and the headline was "Black woman hater Kevin Samuels dies." That was literally the headline. And I'm thinking to myself, well, he wasn't a black woman hater. This dude was talking about all colors of women. This dude was dogging a white girl because she had a GED and she was trying to get with a dude that went to college. Like he was dogging women, period. I don't think there was a color to the women that he was dogging.
It was just
black women just called him the most.
Yeah, it was just black women that called him more.
But he was dogging everybody.
Therefore, he's a black woman.
Why you calling in the first place? Why you calling this dude thinking you finna get something different? Like, I'm not saying that they get what they deserve because nobody deserves that kind of ridicule publicly over the internet. But come on, G, why you calling this dude thinking that you finna get some kind of different kind of treatment? Like, there was a woman that was a comedian that called this dude thinking that she was finna, do whatever, trying to troll him, and he doing the same thing he does with everybody. Like, why are you calling this guy in the first place? Like, I just don't get it.
I definitely do not agree with them calling in. But like I said, that speaks to the brokenness within them because most people that are fulfilled with themselves, they have strong male influences in their life that feels a level of self-respect. They're not going to subject themselves to that. I personally didn't even subject myself to watching his stuff because I'm like, what am I watching him for? Like, no, I don't need no advice from him. I have men in my life that I can go to. And so, I definitely say it's something within them that's missing that put them in a position to where they put themselves in a trap. But like I said, if you are in a position of power and you see vulnerable people coming to you for help, for you to turn around and abuse them, that's a problem. So yeah, I'm not fooling.
I think he was absolutely hilarious. That's the only reason.
I'm glad that you think that.
That's the only reason why that I would watch. I think a video is because it was comic relief. Like it was all just funny. Because I don't take any of it seriously. I'm just being honest with you. I don't take any of it seriously.
Well, I think it's a serious situation if a person like reaches out for help and they don't get the help that they seek.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like I part of me doesn't truly believe that people would reach out wanting genuine help from him. I think part of it is like I think just as much as he likes to troll people, I think people legit call the dude got 1.4 million subscribers, right? I think some people call because they like to be in front of people. I don't think everybody was legit trying to get real advice. Some people was just trying to call to get in front of other people. Like, hey, y'all, look at me.
That's a legit point. But I also will say, when you know what that platform is, if you're willing, some people think that any attention is good attention. If that is the type of attention you speak, that goes right back to me saying you're a broken person, because who in their right mind want to subject themselves to be demeaned in front of a million people? That lets me know it's something wrong with you. And so, yeah, I'm just like, like God bless his family, but I mean, I definitely stand 10 toes down and saying he was toxic, period. Whether he thought it was comical or not, it was toxic.
Well, 1.4 million people thought it was something because they were subscribing to him.
Hey, like you said, I think a lot of people thought it was comic relief. I think a lot of people wanted to just watch his videos and just laugh. But again, what Faye says is right. With nobody really deserves to get on a platform like that, and if the platform is indeed toxic. However, like, again, I don't and maybe this is me. Maybe I have to do a wormhole of this guy just to figure out, what this man was about. But I really got to figure out like why the animus, like, because it takes something. Like, you cannot like somebody, you cannot like their comments, you cannot like what they say or do or stuff like that. But then when they die, usually there's a silence. Usually there's okay, if you ain't got nothing good to say, you don't say nothing, especially when somebody has passed away. They wasn't like that this time.
But that's the spirit that he walked in. He ain't show no mercy to nobody when he was living. So why should he be giving mercy?
Now, you know what, Faye, that's a great point. That is an excellent point. I can't
you tell
argue.
somebody to your face, oh, I rate you a 2 out of 10. Why should I then be merciful to you just because you're not breathing? No, you didn't show nobody no mercy. You didn't care about anybody's feelings, so nobody should care about yours.
You told in the
we're
video
not talking
that
about his feelings, but this isn't about him no more. Like, he's gone. He's gone though. Like, we talking about his mama, we talking about his family, we talking about those people who have
those people that he ridiculed had mamas and families, and he drugged them in front of the world. I'm sure somebody was not happy to see their daughter.
Made though, Faye. Like, they made the decision to go on this man's platform thinking that they gonna be the one that he can't ridicule, and they turned out that they was not the one that he was on ridicule, and he did exactly what he did with all of the people. And then now it wasn't a decision for the man to die, and it wasn't a decision for his family to find out on social media that the way that they found out. I think that's the thing that got me. And I'm like, yo, the animus is crazy. Usually it don't go down like that.
I guarantee you this. And when I say this, I'm not speaking ill over her future by any means. But what I will say is, somebody like Tabitha Brown, if she suddenly passed, I guarantee you the reaction will be totally different. But that's because that's the spirit that she had. That's the spirit of her followers as well. This man was a bully. And even in his death, his followers are receiving it. And so it's just like I said, yeah, he may have a mama, yeah, he may have a sister, but the people that he was talking about, calling them Fords and twos and wigs and you fat this and all this other stuff, they had mamas too.
No, that's real. There was one video, because when I was doing my research for my funniest thing, I wanted to find a funny clip of this guy, right? So I did a little research today, and there was one video that I came across where he said something where he actually made some kind of sense. Like, old girl was literally like talking to him about how she doesn't want to live an average life like her parents. She said that her dad and her mom lived the average life, and she didn't want to live that average life like her parents. She wanted something more for herself, and he was coming at her like, how you gonna talk about your parents living the average life when you a high school graduate selling bundles out of your mama house? But it's like the way he does it is the problem. Now, in that video that I saw, I was like, he got a point. I don't like the way he's saying it, but he got a point. That's the only video though. Like, a lot of times in what he's doing, it's really people going like back and forth on some stupid stuff. Like he's clowning, they clowning, everybody clowning. Like, the first video I ever saw, Faye, was a video that you showed us a while ago. This was like back when Six Stones had first started. That was the first video I ever even seen of this dude. And it was the video of
that was Average at Best.
Huh?
Was that Average at Best?
With the big white girl?
Yeah, I think that was Average at Best.
Mm-hmm. That was the first time
video I saw.
That was the first video I ever saw, when he was clowning that girl for trying to find an educated black man, and she had a GED and all this other stuff. Like, that was the first video I saw, and my first reaction was, oh, this is funny, he ha ha. But it kept happening. Like, for you to have 1.4 million subscribers, and all of your content seems to be people calling you or you calling people, recording these videos about what they rating them and all this stuff. Like, for every video to be the same, if nobody called him, he wouldn't have a single he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. If nobody called him, he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But they kept calling. And I think part of it was people, like, we say that people was calling because they wanted to get advice or whatever. I think more people called because they wanted to get on his platform.
Simple I have somebody that I know, she just literally put a status on Facebook talking about that she'll never get her opportunity to see what he would rate her. She really just wanted to see what he thought, and she thought it was funny. But I'm just like,
What?
no, that no.
But that's how people are though. Like, you got a guy. Look again. If, like, for example, Faye, I'm sure people would hit you up for a chance to go live on your platform right now if they could.
do.
Like, and it's people, they may not have, they just regular schmegular average Joe, right? They ain't doing nothing, but you talking about somebody, oh, so she got 200,000 subscribers. I talked to her for a few minutes. Let me try to, they just want a little piece of the pie. That's it. Buddy had 1.4 million subscribers. He was bringing in $6 million in sales from a YouTube platform in which he was dogging women. And it was paid for by women, supported by women that kept calling him to do whatever. Like,
yeah, that's the crazy part, man. That's the crazy part about this, man. Like, without women, he didn't have a platform. Because I guarantee you a lot of dudes didn't know who he was.
Oh, they did. They did, because now you have all of them running around calling themselves high value men. Sir, you work at Amazon on the third shift, and no.
Yeah, but Becky got a high school GED selling bundles at her mama house.
Okay, but she's not walking around calling herself no high value man either.
I ain't calling her a high value nothing. Shoot, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know what a high value man is. I'm not gonna say here.
They don't either.
No, so dude said high value men are people that make like over, I think, six figures, like $100,000. That's how much. So we don't qualify. All right, none of us, most people that are on this channel, do not qualify to be a high value nothing. All right, so like we are disqualified from the jump when we talk about high value men or something like that. But then when they go into like the definitions of, you know, this is this and this is that, like he would go and he would ask women to rate themselves, which was a trap, and they did it anyway. He would,
and every woman rated themselves a 10, and it was a setup.
No, not everybody rated themselves a 10, but they would rate themselves a certain number, right? Again, they're on this platform in front of everybody else, right? And it was him to be like the validation of whatever it is that they said that they were. So if they said that they were an 8, or if they said that they were a 9, and he would come out and say, nah, like he could, he could tear down whatever it is that they think of themselves with the rating just by them putting it out there. So I don't think it was that. He said Nicki Minaj rated herself an 8. Is that what she did? Hey, and did he agree or disagree? I mean, I don't know, but
he told her she was a 10.
He told Nicki she was a 10?
He was nice. He know better than to make them barbs, man. You better tell Nicki she a 10. It's 3 people you don't say nothing negative about online. That's Beyonce, Rihanna, and Nicki Minaj. You better say she was a 10.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know,
but here's the point that I'm getting to though, Faye. Nicki knew what he was too, and she called. Like, come on now. You like when you have people like that come on that platform, you think that there aren't women out there that wouldn't want to get rated by the same man that's rating Nicki Minaj?
But keep in mind, when she called, she also got on him about how he talks about women.
I believe it. I believe it.
You know, what
I'm saying is that when people do things like that, like when people like that do that, all they do is they add justification and relevance to his platform. Like, the more people chime in and call this guy and talk to him and he had these conversations, the more people that make it relevant. I'm telling you, if nobody called him, we wouldn't know nothing about this dude. He would have died yesterday. We would have never known. We wouldn't be talking about it. But people kept calling. They kept calling.
That's the crazy part. Like, again, this is a guy that made a channel that consistently, again, was very cruel to women. Yet it was women, the people that supported him. It was the women people that monetized him. It was the women that kept his status up. And like, it's just a crazy circle, man. Like, it was It's crazy.
And I'll go back to a comment that Tamia made. She said that his first subscribers were men, and those men didn't bite the hook, so he moved to women. And Tamia, I'm gonna be real with you. That's a very smart business strategy because women are consumers. Women respond. Men don't respond to nothing. So it's like, if I'm trying to, if this is what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna be way more successful doing it with men than doing it with women than I'm gonna do it with men. So that's what he's trying to do, and that's a business strategy. Shoot, I get it.
Pastor Styles is in the chat. He said, my perspective, he gave balance to the whole conversation when he came to dating, because we don't say nothing about all the men bashing dating gurus out there because the women silently support it. You have to be a little bit more specific, Stuart Styles. I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know nothing. Look, I don't know nothing about no gurus nowhere. So
hey. I don't know what you're saying, Styles. You got to say what you're saying, because I don't know what you mean. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So then Kevin passes away yesterday. Everybody got the news before the family got the news. People was celebrating it. Putting posts out there. And people have mixed feelings, of course, because like Faye said, like we want to give him the same energy that he gave us, even though we can't give him nothing anymore. He did. Styles, it's a lot to type. What you mean? You just typed a whole paragraph.
This is Styles' way of asking us to call into the show. He always does this. Don't take the bait, bro. This is Styles' way of saying, send me a link, let me hop on, because he likes to do that. We gave him a link one good time. He hopped on the show one good time, and now he's a proverbial member of Sticks and Stones, and he feels like he should have a link every Friday. So don't take the bait. All right, don't take the bait. All right, Styles, you my dog. You frat. I love you, big dog, but I'm not finna take the bait. I'm not gonna do it.
Man, like don't do that. You said every Friday, but yeah, this is crazy. It's Kevin Samuels. I promise you, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure out exactly when, this like it stepped into the dark side happened with Kevin Samuels, because I don't know enough to have a intelligent conversation about this man in terms of his views and stuff like that. Yeah. But here's what I know. Like, it's got to be real wild for people to celebrate you when you pass away. Celebrate when you pass away. Yeah. Real wild. And that's why it wasn't just one or two people. It was a lot of people that was celebrating him passing away.
Yeah. I draw the line there. I would never celebrate anybody's death. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna celebrate his death. I don't think.
So there's somebody out there who would pass, and you would.
Listen. If you have harmed a child, when you get up out of here, that's that on that. Truth is relative. And sometimes what you think is truth is your truth. It ain't truth to everybody. Right?
Kevin told the truth.
So like I said, I won't celebrate his death just because I didn't agree with his opinion that some people thought was true, but it was an opinion. I won't celebrate his death. I don't encourage anyone to do that, but I also understand the spirit in which you lived is the spirit that most people will remember you by. And if people are celebrating, that says something about the life you lived.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and do these final words.
Hennessy said Kevin told the truth.
We're gonna go ahead and do these final words. And it is 8:06, so we're gonna be close to time. Final words, ladies first.
I would just say that I'm really trying to watch my words here just because I know this is still a church platform. So I will just say that going right back to what I've said, if you want people to remember you in goodness, live a life of goodness. If you want to be remembered as a giver, be a giver. Just be your best self, because you never know when you're going to check up out of here. And it would be really unfortunate that something like this happen to someone to where people are happy to see you go. So just remember, how you live is how you'll be remembered. People didn't always like Martin Luther King, but when he passed and you looked at the works that he did, you remember that. So just live how you want to be remembered. Simple as that.
Go ahead, Lee.
My thoughts are, if you're paying child support and the person says you don't got to pay child support no more, keep paying child support, because apparently it's a trick. They don't believe it. They don't want it. Apparently it's a trick. Apparently no person in their right mind would do it. So yeah, just go ahead. It's all a trick. Final words.
My final words would be, I understand that we are in a society where we want to be, we want to hold people accountable, and we want to talk about relevance and all of that stuff. So if we're gonna hold people accountable, for all of y'all that's screaming and shouting for the NFL to sign Cap, y'all can kick rocks and miss me with all that. Cap took the bag. He took a bag that was so big he can't even say how much it was. And the NFL has announced $200+ million settlements, and they've disclosed those amounts. So they gave this man so much money that he can't even say how much money they gave him. He took the money and he shut up. They told that boy to take the money and be quiet. They did the same thing they did with him. They did with every other problem. They throw money at it and tell him to be quiet. And guess what? He took the money and he was quiet about it. And he ain't say a word. So if y'all want me to feel some type of way about Cap not being in the league, I ain't that guy. He took the bag, he took the money, and the minute he did that, all of that stuff that he was fighting for, that whole cause, apparently that cause had a number to it, because when he got paid, shut up. That's my final word.
It's late in the midnight hour. I'm not even going to engage that.
Right. Hey, let me be the first to say, if you put that much money in my face, see if I don't shut up twice.
Hey, I mean, real talk.
You gonna hear a peep out of me.
You ain't gonna hear nothing out of me neither. I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm gonna be quiet too. But I ain't gonna sit here and I ain't gonna sit here and call the kettle black. Shoot, I took the money. You right? I took that money.
I'm gonna take it all the way. No, sir.
I took the money. Cap took the money.
I'm gonna go take up checkers or something. I'm good on that whole hitting each other stuff. But yeah.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day. Again, we started the show with this. Let's end the show with this. Happy Mother's Day to everybody that's watching. Sister Ware. I know my granny's on here. My mom was up in the comments too. But all the mothers that
comments,
watch, yeah,
I'm going through these comments right now, naming every mother I know. Dawn was in the comments. Happy Mother's Day, Dawn. Brother Elkins, whenever you watching, usually that means your wife is watching. So happy Mother's Day to your wife. Yeah, that's about it. Erica's mom was on here. Happy Mother's Day to her. Yep. Happy Mother's Day to y'all, man. We love you guys and we appreciate y'all.
Hey. Happy Mother's Day, because we sure couldn't do it. That's my final words on today. Happy Mother's Day, because nobody else could do it but you.
That's it. All that needs to be said. We appreciate you guys. Yeah. As always. Hey, like we say every week, remember, guys, we will be, transitioning off of Lively Stone's Facebook page.
So we probably should have did it today so that Faye could have said what she wanted to say, because she kept self monitoring herself. I wanna get her on the record.
Well, we did it not too long ago when y'all had there was one little show that we had where y'all didn't want to go live on the church's thing.
Well, we was talking about the whole faking. Oh
yeah, faking the funk. Faking the funk.
You're lying.
Only out of respect for the church did I monitor my words.
True.
Hey, you know what? That's all right, but we gonna find a way to get her. We gonna free Faye, everybody. Free Faye.
So remember, guys, to subscribe to the Sticks and Stones YouTube channel. As always, I will put a link in the comments so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So that when I say this, you guys aren't like, what channel? It is Sticks and Stones channel. You will see all of our videos on that channel. You will also be able to watch the reruns. You will not be able to watch those reruns on Lively Stones channel, because when we end the show on Lively Stones channel, the video gets deleted. So you guys are watching this right now. If you are watching this on Lively Stones YouTube or on Lively Stones Facebook, after this video, it will be deleted. So if you ever want to go back and watch any of our shows or stay up to date with what Sticks and Stones is doing, make sure that you subscribe to the Sticks and Stones YouTube channel. And make sure you can follow us on Instagram. That is how you will be able to stay in tune with everything that we got going on. There have been those of you that have DM the Sticks and Stones on Instagram. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all insight, everything that's going on. We appreciate it. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date with us, make sure you Instagram and YouTube. That's it. Sticks and Stones does not have a Facebook page. Sticks and Stones will not have a Facebook page. We do not, and we will not have a Facebook page for reasons that I am not going to say. But Sticks and Stones does not have a Facebook page. So if you are looking for Sticks and Stones on Facebook, you are looking in the wrong place. Okay. YouTube and Instagram is where you can find Sticks and Stones. So please, please, please be sure to follow us on IG. You see the IG on your screen, SNS Official, a _, or look at Sticks and Stones on YouTube. Make sure you use the and sign, and not spell out the word and. Very important to find the channel. But that's it. So make sure you guys follow us, subscribe to us. Other than that, Sticks and Stones may break your bones.
These words might help you.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Pay your child support.